And I'm sure Reverend Laurie will talk a little bit more about that. I'm going to kick it off with a cover song because today's topic is about wisdom as I understand it. This is a song called You Learn. And I recommend getting your heart trampled on to anyone. I recommend walking around naked in your living room. Yeah. Swallow it down. What a jagged little pill. It feels so good swimming in your stomach. Wait until that I say. My 2-year-old would do. Melt it down. You're gonna have to eventually anyway. The fire trucks are coming up around the bay, and you live, you learn, you love, you learn, you cry, you learn, you lose, you learn, you bleed, you learn, you scream.
Awesome. That was a perfect song for today. Thank you so much. Awesome. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to Unity of Tacoma and happy Halloween Sunday. And so you can see that I am all decked out and I will go into that a little bit more about how this costume fits into our talk today. But our talk today is going to be about wisdom. So I'm really excited to take this and that song and everything that we're doing here today and creating a exploration in wisdom and how as we get older and we learn as we go through the experiences in life. I'd like to introduce our special musical guest. She introduced herself, but this is Nicola Linde, and so she's got a lot of other songs for us, so I'm really excited to have her with us and to share with us what she has, and I'm so thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Grateful. So today is, what is this, fifth Sunday of Faith in Action. Wow, this is going really quick. So I'm losing track of time. We are focusing on the book, The Eternal Heart, The Mystical Path to a Joyful Life by Carl McColman. And again, our focus is on chapter 5, which is all about wisdom. And today our color is orange, and you can see that Katie created this wonderful piece right here. And it's absolutely gorgeous, very sparkly, and I just love it. So thank you, Katie. I appreciate it. And each week we have a new art piece that we're adding to the collection. By the end of 8 weeks, we will have a complete, what is it, a mosaic when you have more than one? Yeah, like a mosaic of photos. So we're really excited, and I'm looking forward to how it's going to evolve. So thank you, everyone, and thank you, Katie, for your contribution today. I'd like to start off today's service with the prayer for protection. So if you get into a space that you're comfortable with, whether you're sitting up in your chair or if you're at home lying on the bed or on the couch, just take a breath. And let's say the prayer for protection. The words will be on the screen for you, those of you out online, and for those of you here in the building, there is a handout in the back. Let us pray. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. And wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And again, let's take a breath. And let's just settle into this moment. Today, we embark on this journey of being wise, about understanding that each milestone in life teaches us a lesson, one that we didn't really want, but one that we probably needed. So as we sit here today and I discuss this topic, just open your heart and open your mind to all of the things that are waiting for you and all the things that you've experienced. And just bring your attention to your heart and just allow that to integrate. Because what you have done and what you will do is a part of everything that you are. So today, as we celebrate Halloween and becoming the people that we've decided to be today, we are so grateful for this opportunity to sit, to be our authentic selves, for even if it's not just for this moment, for today, for whatever it is we're doing, we are here the way that we want to be and be presented in the way that we would like to be presented. So we're grateful for each other, looking forward to a wonderful service, and so it is. Amen. So we have music again from Nicola, and then we'll come back for a message.
So what's really interesting about this song I'm going to play, this is what I would call the community song. It's one that I would love for you to sing along to if you know it. I've had this song on my heart since the first day you asked me to come and play, and that was months ago. And it was one of those ones I had no idea what the message was, and when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's why Spirit said this needs to happen. There's a lot of courage that comes with learning, because you have to step over your fears of changing yourself to learn the things that you're going to learn. So if you do know this song, please sing along. This is Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. I took my love, took it down, and climbed a mountain, and I turned around. And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean's tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Oh, climb a mountain and turn around. If you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslide will bring it down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, maybe the landslide will bring it down. Yeah, the landslide will bring it down.
Excellent. Spirit did speak to you about that one. Oh, I was just talking with my husband the other day. We don't have any Fleetwood Mac on the sound on my Spotify, and so that's just a reminder. Spirit speaking to me too. Our affirmation for today: I accept wisdom and virtue as guides along my path. Say it with me. I accept wisdom and virtue as guides along my path. And our reading for today is from chapter 5, From the Eternal Heart, The Mystical Path to a Joyful Life. And it reads, the concept of apotheosis might shed some light on what we're going to talk about today. Apotheosis is a Greek word that means revealing the divinity within. Think of the Greek word for revelation, which is apocalypse, and you can get the sense of what apotheosis means. Unfortunately, it's a word that is frequently used with a more watered-down meaning. Often, apotheosis is used in English as a meaning of climax or high point. Spiritually speaking, our apotheosis refers to that transforming moment when we recognize who we really are. We sense that God loves us unconditionally, that God creates us in the divine image and likeness, and that God truly is present in all things, even in our flesh and blood. By comprehending this bit of mystical insight, we may even find the divine presence within us. The presence of God seems to have a cyclical quality in our hearts and our minds. Or maybe what's cyclical is the rhythm of how we notice the divine presence, but then forget it until we notice it again. But we can discern a linear quality of this presence as well. There's a moment in our lives, whether we are 9 or 19 or 92, when we first begin to suspect there's something divine within. We are changed. We think God and I are not two. Initially, we may have no idea what this really means, but we have a clear sense that we've met something we need to explore. We recognize that in this process, yet with each glimmer of recognition, we receive hints of our own apotheosis, our own capacity to recognize the divine within, the divine nature in which we partake. And our spiritual lesson is from Proverbs 2, 6, and 10. For the Lord gives wisdom, for wisdom will come into your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. So, happy Halloween, everyone. This is my favorite time of year. I get to dress up as something I always wanted to dress up as. I get to be something different than I usually am from day to day. And so I can be anyone. And this year, I decided to be a pink lady. For those of you who don't know who Pink Lady is, I'm going to talk about that. For you younger folks who haven't seen Grease, which is a movie or a stage production of a musical, and it was my favorite movie as I was growing up. And it is set in a high school, which is always those movies that are really catchy when you're young. There's always something in a high school. And so I decided I would be a pink lady. Now let me explain a little bit why I've decided that. Let me give you a little history here. So this year is the 45th anniversary of its release in movie theaters in 1978. Oh my gosh. And this movie really represented a rite of passage for me. And I was 11 years old, And I was going to start middle school. Well, it wasn't called middle school then. It was junior high. And I was going to start junior high in the fall. And this movie came out in the late spring and early summer. And I was just like, "Oh wow. If this is how high school and middle and junior high is really," I was so excited. I thought for sure I was going to have this wonderful experience with all this really cool stuff. And so the movie Grease was was released, and it really was an inspiration for me. It was rated PG. And at the time in the 70s, they started to rate movies in that way. So PG meant you had to have a parent with you. But apparently they weren't very strict because I didn't have to have my parent. I just had to have somebody older than me to go. And my best friend was 14. And so we were able to get in, and it was not a problem at all. And so my parents thought, well, she's responsible. It's cool. So they really didn't care. So we went to the Tacoma Mall Theater. For those of you who don't know, there used to be a theater at the Tacoma Mall. But the Tacoma Mall Theater, and we saw Grease. And about 3 times. I think we went 3 times. And I was 11 years old. And I had finally come to a point in my life where I thought I was growing up. I was getting to be that stage. I was no longer that little kid. Now I was moving on. I was becoming a teenager. And I was growing up, and I was growing past what it is that I had had in my childhood with my parents going to movies with me, taking me to things all the time. But now I could go to the skate rink, and they could drop me off with some money, and I could stay by myself. And it was just so cool. It was just a big rite of passage. So this movie represented my freedom to be something different than I had been before. So I was really excited about this happening, and if this is what teenage life was going to be like, I was really excited to do it. So like I said, my friend was 3 years older than me, and so it was absolutely fine. So when we went up to get our tickets, they look at you. But they never said anything because my best friend was 14 and she was older. She was going into high school that next year, so it was absolutely fine. And it was in the 70s. It was a little looser then, I think, about whether or not you were allowed to go into a movie without your parents. And parental guidance was just what it was. It was parental guidance. You didn't have to. It's not like a rated R movie or anything where you had to have your parents there to get you in. But it was cool, and we were able to do that. And we were introduced to the characters of Grease, and I had not been aware of the stage play before, so I thought it was a brand new thing. And there was a stage play, of course, before the movie, and so I was introduced to the characters of Danny, Sandy, Rizzo, and all of the rest of the characters in the movie, and I was so enthralled. So being 11 years old, I thought that this was how high school was going to be. Of course, it was a time period in the late 1950s where my parents would have been teenagers. They would have been in high school. And so I thought, well, for sure, it can't have changed that much, right? So I was really looking forward to going into junior high and going into high school. And that is exactly how it was going to be. It was going to be a lot of fun. And I really connected with the characters in the movie, I really enjoyed meeting Danny, who was head of the T-Birds. If you know anything about T-Birds, was his gang, and he had 4 different guys that he was in charge of, and that was his thing. And his girl was Sandy. He met her over the summer, and she just happened to be going to his same high school in the fall. And there was a lot of drama involved with that. And then and then there was the Pink Ladies. And then there was Rizzo. Rizzo was the head of the Pink Ladies. So she was super cool. So everyone really connected with some character. And most people really resonated with Sandy because Sandy was the beautiful blonde-haired girl from Australia who was there, and she was the main character and the love interest of Danny. And, it was all really cool. And everybody wanted to be Sandy, right? Who do you think I wanted to be? I did not want to be Sandy. I wanted to be Rizzo. I wanted to be the head of the Pink Ladies. So here I was. I thought she was the coolest. She was in charge, and she didn't want to go with the flow, and she wanted to do things her own way, and she was so strong and so outgoing, and I thought she was super cool. I want to be Rizzo. I want to be the head of the Pink Ladies. So absolutely, I was Rizzo. And my mindset at the time when I was watching the movie, that everything was so magical. The music was great. The characters were awesome. The actors who played in it were very popular at the time. So, of course, they were easily recognizable, very beautiful people. And it just made you feel like, oh, this is going to be so exciting. High school and junior high is going to be great. And I'm just moving on, and being a teen is going to be the most wonderful thing in my entire life. And it was really one of my favorite memories, and it really brought something to my evolution of who I was. Flash forward 20 years to the 20th anniversary of the release of Grease, and it was re-released in the theaters. And I went back to the Tacoma Mall Theater, and it was still there then, and I went to see it again. This time I was married and I had kids already, and my daughter was 11. She was exactly the same age I was when I went to see it. So I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. It had been several years. It was long before they had streaming, and I wasn't even on DVD that I had. So I hadn't seen the movie in a super long time. Hadn't seen it, I don't know, I think it might have been on HBO years before that, but I hadn't even seen it, so I don't know. I'm taking my daughter to go see, and my niece went, she was 9, to go see Grease, because I thought, oh wow, they're going to get so much out of it. I did. It was awesome, right? 1998. I'm taking 1998. I'm going to, 20 years later, I'm taking my niece and my daughter to go see Grease. We get in, I'm so excited. I'm going to sing every song, I swear. And everyone in the theater did sing the songs. And so I wasn't alone. It was like a Rocky Horror Picture Show, only not. And so I was there, excited. We were sitting there with my daughter and my niece, and I just was so excited that they were going to get something out of it like I did. I started watching the movie, and I was like, I don't remember that. And it started to unfold that there was more adult theme in this movie that I remembered. A lot more. And so I was like, I don't remember that. I started seeing new things and seeing things from a different way. I started seeing the movie from a different perspective. I started seeing whether or not my daughter should be there. Should I be using parental control here? And I should have. But I started to see it from a different perspective. I was no longer 11 years old. I was now 31. And so I was like, okay, I still enjoy the movie, but I seen it differently. I saw characters differently. Well, Danny was really cool because he was part of when I was 11, he was the head of the T-Birds. He was head of the gang. But at 31, I noticed that he was really dealing with toxic masculinity and dealing with a culture that was creating, trying to make him be something that he really wasn't authentically. And Sandy was trying to keep and hold on to this romanticized idea of what it was to be an adult and a parent and to be married in the world, and how that was not turning out the way it was supposed to. And Rizzo was pushing gender norms, but still being pulled back into the tradition that she was trying to get away from. So I noticed all of these things I didn't even realize when I was 11 years old. And I was like, wow, that is so different. I couldn't believe how different it was. And I was thinking, should I have brought my daughter? They didn't notice. They didn't care. They didn't think the movie was great. They didn't like it. And so I guess that was it. And so it was okay. I guess it hit different at a different time period, and it didn't inspire them as much. But, it is what it is. I enjoyed walking down memory lane. I enjoyed walking through the ideas and the memories of what I thought things were like. But do you ever notice, though, the things that you remembered when you were 11 years old, and then you get to be an adult, you're like, wow, that wasn't like anything like I thought it was going to be. Life really gets in the way, and all of the experiences that you've had really change who you are. And as you develop, it changes your perspective. It changes how you see things. And the idea within the book, he talks about that quite a bit, about changing your perspective. As we get older, we have experiences that change our lives, that change who we are, that create who we are. And we continue to move down the path. And everything we do, everything from spiritual growth to mental growth to whatever it is, life experience becomes the teacher. And that is where we gain wisdom. We cannot, when we're young, have that kind of wisdom because experience hasn't taught us yet. And I was talking to my son the other day, and I say this a lot, and he's now 27 years old, and so he's starting to see things differently. And he'll say, wow, if I'd have known this when I was, 17, or I was like, it's a good thing. Because think of the things that you know today, and if you'd have known when you were 17 years old, what kind of power you would have had, what kind of understanding you would have had. Yeah, how much it would have changed your life. But we can't know that until we experience it, and we can't know that until we've gone through it. Our spiritual lives are the same way. When we go down the path of our spiritual life, whatever path you've chosen for yourself, you can start off with the terms and the terminology and the ideas that people tell you, but you don't get it really until you experience it yourself. You're seeing things from that brand new perspective, from a beginner's mind. And you're still looking at it going, I get the concepts, but it's just not resonating yet. It takes time, it takes experience, it takes practice. Everything that we do in life takes practice. It's not, some people are talented and born talented, and they sit at the keyboard. For example, my daughter was one of those people who could sit up there and just start playing. Some people are like that. Most people are not. I am not like that. I had to practice really hard to get that far that she did sitting down at the piano. So it is something that takes time. And our wisdom, our understanding takes time with our experience and practice. So even our spiritual life that you think that might, the hand of God is going to come down and show you exactly what needs to be done. But that's not how it works. You have to rediscover that spirituality within you, and then you have to go deeper, and then you have to reach that space where you are in touch with God. And that happens with practice and experience. And so as life unfolds, whatever that life is for you, you've got to where you are based on the experiences that you had, and you do not have the same perceptions, the same ideas, the same hopes and dreams that you did when you were 11 or 17 or 31 or whatever. You change. Life changes you. And that's a good thing. We don't want to stay stagnant. We don't want to have the same experiences over and over again, although our brains like to do that. But we don't grow if we don't. If we don't push, if we don't try, succeed, and fall down. If we don't fall down and get back up, we're not learning. If we don't fail, we're not learning. So we need to remember that our life experiences, good and bad, are those things that create who we are. And they change us for the better, hopefully. And if you can't see for the better, then you need to find that. Because it's all on how you focus. It's how you pay attention to it. Is it something that's inspirational? If it doesn't seem inspirational, find the inspiration within it. There is a lesson somewhere. So find it. It's very important because that's how wisdom is created. It's created through your experience and how you've experienced your life. And so that's what he talks about a lot in this book. And he says wisdom helps us navigate the cycles of life and to be patient with their ordinary ups and downs. When we abandon childhood to enter adolescence, and the earlier seasons of our life is forever gone. The lessons we learn and the skills we gain follow a linear progression. It is this grand dynamic of growth that enables us to gain our wise hearts. The path in our hearts cycle back around to familiar cadences again and again. But each cycle also takes us forward one step at a time. As we fall down and get back up and again, we learn in our humble way to have a sense of humor about it and about all of it. And after we make a mistake, it's an unavoidable part of life. Then when something happens on our journey to teach us or inspire us or otherwise move us forward along the one-way path, we are transformed in a way that can never be undone. So it is important to remember that all experiences are those that give us wisdom. And as we age, I hate to, I almost choked on that, age. And as we get older, we learn more and more. And we can celebrate the wisdom that we gain as we get older. And we can remember what we were like. And with a sense of humor, go, that was cute. That was fun. So, just like when I was 11 years old and I found such magic in the movie that was fun and it was just completely silly, but it also had so many different layers of how life can give you experience. Had so many lessons to teach no matter what age you are. And just the other day, I decided to turn it on and see what was going to happen. So I have it on DVD, of course, now. And so I put it in the DVD player, which are hard to find, by the way. Not many people have DVD players anymore. I just so happened to have a PlayStation, so the PlayStation does still play DVDs, so I stuck it in there. And I started watching it, and I start to see different characters from different perspectives I didn't have before. So when I saw it the first time, I was just enthralled by all the beautiful people. And the second time I saw it, I was like, oh wow, look at all the life experience that's gone on since I watched this last. And now when I watch it, I think it's great. And I think it's awesome, and it's just beautiful and cute. And I see the perspectives of the principal now, where the principal had to deal with all those chaotic teenagers and how she was grouchy because she had to deal with all those chaotic teenagers. Or I had to see the coach who was trying to get his team to win because he was trying to live vicariously through their success. Or, or another person was the bandstand leader. What was his name? I don't remember his name. Vince Fontaine was his name. Vince Fontaine, he was the bandstand leader. And he was fighting getting older in an industry that celebrates youth. And as he was getting older, he was suffering from, the vanity that comes as you lose your youth. And so I see it differently. It's no longer the musical, magical, beautiful thing that it was when I was 11. Now there is a different layer. And I look forward to experiencing what that movie Grease can show me as I get older and I age, and as things are revealed to me. So today, I celebrate our journeys towards wisdom in whatever path that you're on and how you arrived here today. Today, we remember what it's like to be young. We remember what it's like to be in a space where we are learning new things and where we still have hope and we still have this magical idea of how things should be when we get older. And then I want to celebrate that person who realized that we're better than we could have ever imagined because we've gone through the ups and downs in our lives, that we have experienced those things that gave us the wisdom that we have today. So today, in my pink lady outfit, I am Rizzo. I am Rizzo, and I am successful. And I am a woman who is embracing her femininity, but also her power. And that was what I thought Rizzo was, and I still think so. And so today I am celebrating all of those things that I've learned, all of the things that brought me to where I am. And I'm so excited that once a year I get to be someone else, and I look forward to what next year has to offer. So I'm going to have Nicola come back up for another song, and then we're going to go into a meditation about radical hospitality.
What a wonderful message. I think it's what I took from that in that brief moment that I was really thinking about this next song is you were saying you can't compare yourself to your old self. And another lesson that I've learned in my lifetime is that you also can't compare yourself to other people in their own journey because they have different life experience at different times in life. And that's exactly what this song is about. This is an original song. It's on my new album that I just released on my birthday this month.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a live album, and you can stream it wherever you stream it, and I do have physical copies for anybody who has a CD player.
Yeah, that still has one.
And this song's just all about that path of looking back on who you were when you were connected with somebody and seeing the trajectory that you each took, and somehow later on comparing yourselves with each other, and learning that that's not the way that you need to be. This is a song called Lesson. I took a trip the other day. I found myself on the corner of life in memory lane. Thought that I would see you there. Found myself staring at my feet, wondering why I felt the need to come back to where you left me. Is there a lesson I'm still learning? Always better than not to go back, unpack, keep track, come back like I do. Decided to better myself. Never thought I'd dive in so deep just to see where I seek something else. Caught an accidental reflection. Never thought that I could perceive all the misconceptions out there of me from the other side of the street. Is there a lesson I'm still learning? Always better than not to go back, unpack, keep track, come back like I do, like I do. As a matter of fact, this is more than that. This is me still comparing myself to you. I was holding out for hope that I had somehow grown. If I had only known myself completely, then maybe I could see there's a lesson I'm still learning. Always better than not to go back, unpack, keep track, come back like I do, like I do, like I do. Come back like I do, like I do, like I do, like I do. Is there a lesson I'm still learning?
Thank you. All right. Where can they find your music?
You can find my website, www.nicolalinde.com. You can stream the music on like Spotify, Apple Music, all the typical places.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. So look for music. Thank you so much. All right. Let's get into a position of meditation. Whatever that is for you, whatever is comfortable. You can sit upright. You can sit on the floor. You can do whatever you need to do to get into a space where you're comfortable. And just take a breath, and we are going to just relax with each in-breath and exhale. We get deeper and deeper into our understanding of what it is to connect with the divine. And this is our moment to be completely bathed in the joy of being present. And as we learn about wisdom and as we take in that information, we're going to explore radical hospitality today. The idea of radical hospitality is the idea that everyone is accepted at the table. No matter what the experience is, what that person brings, whatever baggage or luggage or wonderful experience, that there is always a place at the table for that person. But instead of focusing on people outside of us, today we're going to focus on radical hospitality to all of the people that we have been in our experience in our lives. From the child to the adolescent to the young adult to wherever you are, I would like to take us on a journey through our lives where we are remembering and honoring each and every stage of our lives. Take another breath. And in your mind's eye, I'd like you to bring to your attention that young girl or boy that you were, or however you identify at this moment. I'd like you to bring to your mind's eye that child that you were. What was it that you liked to do? What brought you joy? Did you like to go outside? Did you like to swim? What was it that brought you so much joy in your life? The child that you were and the experiences you had then, the lessons you learned, are extremely important to who you are or who you were to become today. So just take a moment, spend time with that young child. Whether you're building sandcastles or playing a game, whatever it is, this is your moment to celebrate that child. And as we go along the path of our journey, we're going to go to our teenage years, to our adolescence. What a time that was. Things were changing so quickly, our minds, our bodies, our thoughts, we were just moving so fast and we couldn't keep up. Just bring that adolescent, that teenager into your mind's eye and spend some time with that person. What were you going through then? What were you doing? What were you interested in? How did that unfold? Just know that whatever experiences you had, good, bad, indifferent, they were important for who you were going to become. So spend a few moments as a teenager in your mind's eye and celebrate that time. Moving forward on the path further, now you're an adult. You start doing all of the adult things. Whether you're caring for children or working a job or doing both or everything and all things. Just take a look at that. What is it that you're doing? What brings you joy? Did you have time for joy? What inspired you? What were you hopeful for? Just take a moment with that adult self. Just breathe into that moment. How many times during that time of life we didn't have enough time to even catch our breath? Let's just take a moment to enjoy being that age. Moving forward on the path as we gain more wisdom, we're now in middle age. And if you're young and you're not there yet, you can imagine what middle age is like. And you look back and you see what you were, and now you're sitting where you are now. What brings you joy? What are you happy about? What are you interested in? What do you do for fun or enjoyment or fulfillment? Are you working? Do you have a hobby, or what is it that brings you joy? And just celebrate that for a moment. Appreciate that time. And then we move on the journey till we reach that point where we are sages. We have had the experiences, we have enjoyed our life, and life just continues to unfold for us. We are enjoying the golden years of our lives, and this is where we wanted to be. We have done all the things, at least we think we have. What is it we're doing? What is it that we're planning? What are we going to do tomorrow that we look forward to? What brings us joy? Whatever that is, it is something to celebrate. And as we stand on this wonderful platform that we've created for ourselves, we look back and we see all of the selves that we were. We only touched on a few of them. There have been so many. We have changed and grown from one to the next until we are where we are today. And we want to thank each and every one of those selves for being who they were. Because without them, we wouldn't be who we are. And with gratitude, we just sit in the present moment, wherever we are on that timeline, and we express our gratitude for where we are. We've come this far. It's been a long road, and we have so much more road ahead of us. But we know we can do it. We're resilient. We've had ups and downs, joys and hurts and sorrows. But life has taught us that we can withstand anything, that we can be anything. And we're never complete. We continue on, growing and changing and evolving. And we're so grateful for that ability to do that each and every day. Take another breath, and as you do that, you release the memories of the past, bringing yourself back to the present moment. Taking another deep breath in, you begin to feel yourself present in this room, sitting on the surface that you're on. One more breath. You feel yourself moving your fingers and toes, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your awareness back into this space. And I'm going to invite Nicola back for another song, and then we're going to go into our announcements.
This is probably the closest thing that I have to a Halloween song. This is a song called Monster. It's an original.
Monster, yes.
I know more than you think that I know. I don't know everything there is to know. Welcome the monster you create. Raise it up just to tear it down again. Harbor the monster in your brain. to stop it again. You know everything, even when you don't. You are not the be-all, end of it all. Welcome the monster you create. Raise it up just to tear it down again. Harbor the monster in your brain. Feed it more just to stop it again. Slay the heart in a fallen hand. The deeper I go and I am drowning. Slay the hand turns to a fan. We are just breaking the silence. Welcome the monster you create. Raise it up just to tear it down again. Harbor the monster in your brains. Feed it more just to stop it tear it down, tear it down. Harbor the monster in your brains. Feed it more just to stop it again.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, we have come to the portion of our service where we open ourselves to give. All donations that we receive here at Unity of Tacoma go to support the missions and the ministries and all the musicians and all the things that we do here. And there are so many different ways that you can give. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Unity of Tacoma to give there. You can go to our website at unityoftacoma.org/donate to give via PayPal. You can donate through Zelle using our telephone number 253-576-3225, or you can mail a check to Unity of Tacoma, P.O. Box 112289, Tacoma, Washington 98411. And if you are in the building today and would like to give, there is a prosperity box in the back. You can drop something in if you so choose. And as we prepare to give, I would like you to hold prosperity within your hands, allowing it flow through you and as you. As Jesus said in Luke 6:38, give and you will receive. You'll be given much, shaken down, pressed together, and running over. It will spill into your lap. The way you give to others is the way God will give back to you. And as you visualize holding your gift within your hands, please repeat after me. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful for my blessings today, and I am grateful in every way. And so it is. Amen. May the blessings of your gift bring so many blessings back to you. We're so grateful for each and every one of you at Unity of Tacoma. We're so thankful that you are with us each and every Sunday. All right, I have Victoria who's going to come, and she is going to give us a wonderful synopsis of our announcements. Hi. Good morning. I don't know if the camera is fixed or not. She's pointing at her orange shirt. And her, yeah.
so glad you're here. And I see that in the audience, one of my sisters has arrived. I was supposed to have brought her this morning on my broom. We missed a connection. If she would like to come up, I'd like to have her show you her costume because she really is in glory today. You look wonderful. Come on up, Sharon. Oh, and so you know she's flying up here. Look at that. Isn't my sister wonderful? And there's another person out here that is in a costume. Would she be willing to come up too? Mwah. Yes, you. And this would be our personage, Karen, with friend on her shoulder. Look at her do her thing. Thank you so much. Now on with what I'm supposed to be doing. Next week, November 5th at 10 a.m., we'll go on to chapter 6 in our book that's focused on love. And we will also commemorate All Souls Day by remembering our loved ones who have transitioned already. Our musical guest will be Xavier Cordell. Our color next week will be yellow. Also, remember to change your clocks next Sunday at 2 a.m. I do mine a little earlier than that, as daylight savings time is departing. As they say, fall back. The clock goes back 1 hour. So enjoy the extra hour of sleep before you join us on Sunday next week, 10 o'clock. We continue on our Zoom book club for Faith in Action this Wednesday, not Tuesday. We're going to do Wednesday this week because of Halloween. November 1st at 6:30 p.m. We will be discussing chapter 5. If you are interested in being part of the book club, we welcome you. It doesn't matter if you've read the book or not. We have a great time. We talk about lots of inspiring stuff. New thoughts come floating into our minds as we go along in conversation. Let Reverend Lori know after church today, or you can email her at lori@unityoftacoma.org, unityoftacoma.org. The book is called Eternal Heart by Carl McColman. And next Saturday, November 4th at 11 a.m., we will continue our Unity outreach program of preparing sack lunches for the homeless here in the Tacoma area. We deliver those lunches directly to the camps, to the people that need it. We make about 100 lunches, and we can use all the help we can get. So that would be next Saturday, November 4th at 11 a.m. And I thank you very much. We meet here at the Surge Building at 54th and South Tacoma Way. Thank you very much, my Britties.
All righty. Thank you. Our benediction for today is from the book. The spiritual path leads us on a journey pulsating with the rhythm of life. The heart pumps, then it rests. Beat, then silence. This is so basic to our biology that it barely needs comment. Every day is a cadence of sunlight and night. Each year, a reprise of the 4 seasons. Even our falling and rising, I fall down and I get up, has its own rhythm. Wisdom is a gift that makes it possible to discern the presence of God, of divine love in both descending and ascending. I want to thank you for joining us on this wonderful Sunday before Halloween. And we're going to do Let There Be Peace on Earth. And if you would like to stand, please do so if you can. And let's sing it together.